Hi everybody, and welcome to my favorite spot in the living room, my chair. Well, I wanted to kind of give you a overview of a procedure that I have done every quarter. It's Dysport injections. So, if cerebral palsy makes me a lot like a Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, you can think of Dysport as my oil can. Dysport is a injectable medicine that blocks the brain's signals to certain muscles, basically wherever they inject it. And it gives the ability to loosen those tight connections. Because when you've got cerebral palsy, it's like squeezing your fist as tight as you can squeeze it all the time for 24/7. And if you do that long enough, it really starts to get sore, right? Well, same things happen with my legs. Everything's tight all the time. And so Dysport allows some of those signals to be blocked so that your muscles loosen up and you're actually able to stretch them correctly. Because typically there's only so far you can go, right? You can only get X number of degrees. Well, Dysport might give you 2 or 3 more. And that may not sound like a big deal, but when you're talking about range of motion and how you're able to move, that's a huge deal. Dysport injections for me are on a schedule. They're typically done every 4 months or so. I get them done at a doctor's office or a hospital, and they will typically bring you in and put on your fancy bracelets so that you remember exactly who your name is and that everybody knows exactly who you are. Then they'll put you in your most beautiful ball gown, and then they'll do the injections. So the whole process takes an hour at the most. And the injections themselves, less than 10 minutes, right? The doctor will take a ultrasound with the cold goo on it and make sure they're putting the injections in the right place, because everybody's muscle fires a little bit differently, is in a slightly different spot, especially if you've got cerebral palsy, if you've had lots of surgeries like I have, where things are not quite, in the textbook position, right? And then once that's complete, then it's time for the best part of the day, pajama day. Or in my case, pajamas and the Book of Boba Fett, and trying to catch up on The Mandalorian so I can start on season 3. Second day, I start doing things like light stretching. I jumped into the hot tub this morning and kind of let the really warm water loosen up my muscles and do some light stretching. That really seems to help. And it helps take care of some of the soreness. As far as additional medicine, all I've been taking is Advil, and that's typical for me. I'll take Advil every 6 hours as indicated on the bottle. The injections themselves are painful, but they do their best to mitigate that pain. So there's cold spray that they use during the injections that are sprayed on the locations. So they'll spray you with the cold spray and then do the injection themselves. Afterward, the injection site is pretty sore for 24 hours or so. And it may or may not bruise. Most of the time mine don't. Thank goodness. And then, so the next 48 hours is just really an adjustment period, right? So after the the soreness of the actual injection goes away, you get really, really loose. So all of that tightness that you've learned to live with, kind of slightly goes away. And it makes things kind of hard to control. So I use my very good friends, Walker, the Texas Ranger, and Harold the Cane, and we make sure that I don't fall, right? Because I'm too big to fall. That could hurt me in terrible ways. So we try to stay on 2 feet. The other thing is just to, spend a good bit of time resting. So find your favorite movie, find your weighted blanket, find, a heating pad, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Do those things for the next, 24 to 48 hours and just take it easy. Right? Yeah, I'll typically take those days off work and just kind of relax and sleep when I can and just take it easy. With Dysport, it allows me to place my foot much better and have much cleaner balance. And it also allows for less soreness. So cerebral palsy, basically you feel like you've got your fist clenched all day, right? And it makes it really, really sore and tight. So this Dysport basically blocks some of those signals so that your muscle isn't as tight all the time. And I can definitely feel the difference. It's really made a big difference in my adult pain levels. And I look forward to showing you the difference in my walking, like a before Dysport walk and an after in a couple days when I kind of find my balance. I am absolutely not a doctor. I am a computer programmer. I'm telling you all of this from my personal experience, and highly recommend that you speak to a doctor about these things. I would not use my advice as medical advice. It takes about 4 days to go from post procedure and kind of get rid of the injection soreness to back in business again. And I can't wait to get to running around here soon. It's gonna be fun. We've got lots of things planned over the next couple weeks, so it'll be fun to show you several of those things. But for right now, we'll just continue the recovery process. If you've enjoyed this video and the past several, please take time to like and subscribe. We'd really love to have you along this journey with us, and we would love for you to be a continued part. So thank you again for just watching and enjoying. And if you've got any questions, please comment below, and I'll be glad to answer those as quickly as I can.